the front of the book. Oh, my... It's only British actor, comedian, songwriter and all-round cult favourite Matt Berry. Matt! Jump
Hello.
in!
Thank you.
Thank you. Where you going, Matt?
Can you drop me off at the Market Porter, please, on Borough Market?
Oh, certainly. Oh, you you changed, didn't you? Let me swing round. What do you want to get there? Bloody couscous or something, is it?
No, they open at 6 a.m, so I need to be there early.
What's going on there then, exactly?
Well, no, they open up early for the market traders and the market porters.
Oh, yeah? And what do you want to do? Get some produce or just hang around with some London company types?
I want to have a couple of drinks just to sharpen things for the morning, and then I'll go about my business.
Quite right. I normally, you'd expect me as a professional driver not to drink. I'm pissed out of my head most of the time.
I can tell.
Only way to get through it. Oh, sorry, it's the left-hand side, isn't it? Let me just move over there. Matt, apparently your dad was a cabbie, is that right?
That is true. He was a cabbie when he was in his 20s, for a few years.
Yeah, what did he say about it? Was it better in them days, do you think?
Well, it was all cash, obviously, back in the 70s.
Yeah.
And he hasn't told me that many stories about it. One story, he would pull up alongside pissed old fellas. This is in the days of cash. So they would drop their coins into his hands, and then he would open his hand so the coins would drop into his lap. So these pissed old fellas thought they hadn't given him enough change.
Oh, brilliant.
I mean, I don't know if he actually did that. He talked about other people doing that.
Yeah.
I don't think he did that.
Was he like, not all, some London cabbies always turning round with a bon mot about immigration or the Labour Party?
No, I mean, he would only talk about football, I think, because that's what he always talks about and still will talk about.
Go on, now tell me, because you're from Bedfordshire. Was it Luton Town, was it?
Luton Town, yes.
The Hatters, yeah.
Yes, the Hatters. They're currently 23rd with 35 points.
Yeah, it's going really well for them this season. Terrible.
I know.
Does he ever get up there, your dad, nowadays?
He does, yes.
And
you're 10th place at 52 points, I see.
Well, yeah, but there's normally a bit of fisticuffs, Matt, when the Luton and Watford play. Did he get ever involved in that in the old days?
Well, he now only goes on Boxing Day, so people are quite well behaved on Boxing Day.
Oh, lovely. Do you ever go football, Matthew?
I don't have time. I don't have time to turn round,
no.
Barry.
You'll
have to speak up slightly, and I don't say that for your benefit. I say that because I myself don't have the hearing that I did have.
Is that right? Why is that? Because you play so much music, is it?
Well, it's just the age that I am. I'm about to be 51.
Oh,
and things were all right in my 40s. As soon as I turned 50, everything went to shit.
Oh. Well, listen, Matthew, you're doing very well. You could afford a nice doctor, private doctor in the States.
I could.
You're mostly over there, aren't you?
I do spend a lot of time there, yes.
What's it like there? Is it all la 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 America? Is it all, sort of like West Side Story? Is it all big food?
It is. I think you should go. I think you go down a treat there. They would enjoy you.
Matthew, tell me this, with everything that's going on in the States, J.D. Vance, the politics, the Canada business, the big question remains, what's their bacon like? Shit, isn't it?
Yeah, they've never got their bacon right. The bacon has always been a huge disappointment. But they think it's fine. They think it's fine. They don't think there's anything wrong with it. Not that I give it the side eye, but I do always look disappointed whenever it arrives. And I can't fake not. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those people that can just, bloody sort of grin for the sake of grinning. Like, if it isn't good enough, then it's not good enough.
Oh, you're very like that, Matt. Well, you will call a spade a spade, wouldn't you, Matt? Do you ever... What kind of bacon do you like, then?
Any bacon. I'll eat whatever bacon.
Do you like a streak?
Yeah, I mean, I'll eat streaky. Look, I mean, I've always loved bacon. I'll have bacon any time of the day. I'll wake up, have bacon. I'll have bacon the last thing at night.
And what's wrong with their bacon? Soggy? Not crispy?
It's too thin. It's too thin. I don't like anything too thin.
Paradoxically, they're too fat.
Well, yeah. I know, isn't that strange? The fact that, yeah.
Right, can I ask you, Matt, when you go out there, in all seriousness, do you ever miss Blighty?
The times when I miss home when I'm abroad are if I'm watching a film and they cut back to London in the film. That's when I feel it. I'm usually in Canada, and there's a very close bond to the UK there, so it never feels far
more
from
so
home.
Than the US.
Well, some might say, now listen, I want enough about me. I want to ask you some questions. Now, I've seen you many times. I've known you a long time.
We've known each other a long time, is the truth. Yeah.
Tell me, but I've never asked you what kind of music you like.
Oh, I love all the... Well, I like a little bit of Herb Alpert. I like a bit of James Lars.
Oh, yeah.
That sort of thing. Yes. I like a bit of Tea for Two. And two for tea, and me for you. And you for me. Tea for two.
Yeah.
And two for fucking tea.
Yeah.
Tea for two, and so it goes on.
Yeah.
It's repetitive. I don't mind a bit, low tempo. You know what I mean?
You don't like anything quick?
No.
Nothing fast tempo.
No, what do you like? Because you like a little bit of that loungy stuff, don't you?
I do. I like lots of things, but I've never spoken to you about music, and I never heard you talk about music. I've heard you talk about a number of subjects, but I've never heard you talk about music.
I love the old Cockney ones. You're gonna get your fucking egg. The lovely old ones.
Yeah, I like the old ones. Do you like the houses in between? You like that?
The houses in between? What's that? One of the old Cockney ones?
Come and have a look at my houses in between. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely, wasn't it? Oh, do you know that one? I've got some kippers.
Yes.
I've got some kippers. Smack them round my face. Oh, what a disgrace, madam. I've got some kippers. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do, yes. Yeah, that was Kenny Lynch did that, I think.
Kenny Lynch didn't see a kipper till 1975.
No.
What about that? What's that lovely old one they used to sing down Billingsgate?
Oh, yeah. Oh, there was a few they sung down there.
What was that one? Do you remember that one, Knock Knock? Do you remember that, Matt?
Knock Knock. How did it go?
Knock Knock, I'm coming in the door. Knock Knock, get you on the floor. I'm back, from the war.
Oh, yes. That was a good one. Yes. Knock Knock. Yeah, I do remember.
Yeah, beautiful, wasn't it?
So what pubs are you going in these days? Answer me that.
Oh, I like to go in the Two Dogs.
Where's that?
I like to go in... that's up... Well, when I go back home, that's round the Bermondsey way, that is. I also, occasionally, I spent a little bit of time in, do you know, up in Soho, the Duke of York?
Yeah, I do know the Duke of York, yeah. So when you're in Bermondsey, have you ever gone in the Dean Swift? It's in Shad Thames. I've not been for a long time, but I know that you're over that way sometimes. That's the only reason I asked that question.
That's sometimes. What do you do over there when you go over that neck of the woods? Who do you see? You don't have your business meetings over there.
I do sometimes because I've
You
got a
were
place.
London Bridge, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm still in that sort of area up on the river. I see the mudlarkers. I tell you who used to
Yeah.
mudlark and that I used to
Who?
see. Johnny
Who?
Vaughan. Johnny
You're
Vaughan, you know, the
kidding.
big breakfast. He used
I
to
know him,
mudlark.
yeah.
So he'd
What do
be
you pick
picking up
up?
just the clay pipes and the old shit that they'd left. I saw him quite a few
Hell,
times down there, incognito.
you're joking.
I'm not.
What have you done? Have you done any mudlarking up there?
Well, not on purpose. I've been down there and picked up some things by accident, but I haven't gone there specifically.
I imagine if you're mudlarking in some of them more gentrified places now, what would you find?
A
All lovely
Rolex.
old Rolexes, mountain bikes,
Yeah.
all the modern stuff, Filofaxes, all that
Well,
sort of stuff.
up round there is one of my
What?
favourite London pubs, the Mayflower.
Yeah.
Have you been in that
Oh,
in
yeah.
Rotherhithe?
No, I have not.
Well,
What's
that
it
I would
like?
say is one of my favourite pubs in the world, let alone London.
Do you when you're out in the States ever find a London boozer there, or are they sort of so thematic they're all sort
Yeah,
of
they have what they
you know?
think are London pubs, and they've got a few Union Jacks and various sort of
Yeah.
pieces hung on the wall, and that's about as close as it gets. In fact, that isn't close because you don't often see Union Jacks on the walls in London
No,
pubs,
you
even.
don't. What when you're out there, do you lay on the old British charm, the old Englishman in New York, or
I
La La
don't.
Land?
No, I try
I
to keep
bet you
quiet.
do.
I don't. I try to take a back seat.
Do you?
Yes. I don't want to be. Yeah, I don't like putting myself out there, especially with the accent, that I've got.
Are you courting at the moment, Matt?
Courting disaster.
Courting disaster.
And how about you? How's your missus?
Oh, she's all right, my Margaret. She's in here now. She's got a dry spritzer, but you can get an ointment for that. Margaret's Matt. Yes, she's nodding. That's it.
Okay,
That's
where's
it.
she sat? Just to your left.
She's just sat to my left over there. I say sat. She's lying down. I prop her up. She's been propped up by someone who come in earlier.
Okay.
She's got a dry spritzer, and I tell her it's quite warm in here. I've given her a pork pie, and all the jelly's gone to liquid. She's sucking it out with a straw. So you're porky liquid? Porky liquid, she likes that. Can you get a pork pie out there in La La Land? Because I bet the jelly goes to liquid, doesn't it, man?
To be honest, I've never seen one out there.
They wouldn't know pork pie out there.
Well, I don't think they'd eat one. Not in Los Angeles. They'd think it was disgusting.
Tell me this, do you still have the beautiful locks and the moustache and all that?
I don't know. I suppose it's a bit grey now, I'm afraid. When was the last time I saw you? I've seen you fairly recently, haven't I?
Yeah, I haven't seen you in the flesh for a long time, Matt. You've gone all grey.
Yeah.
You ain't a...
Well, not all
bloody
grey.
hell.
There's a bit of salt and pepper. I'm not complaining.
Okay. Can I ask you this? Would you choose fame or anonymity, Matthew?
Anonymity.
Really?
I would, yes.
What's the worst thing about the fame? I mean,
alcohol.
You're regarded...
Not where I'm concerned,
No.
where other people are concerned. If they've had alcohol and spotting someone off the TV is never a great mixture.
Oh, Christ. This is true. A friend of mine, Jim, this is absolutely true. His boys used to play for Arsenal Youth. And one day, David Beckham, whose son played for Arsenal Youth, flew him and some mates out to, I think it was Germany, and they met some British soldiers out there in a pub, and they want to watch the telly, and it starts off all, oh, lovely, let's have our photo taken with Bex. A couple of drinks later, it's all, who do you think you are? Coming in here watching the telly. And it's just like a nightmare. And David said that happens all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that does sound like your worst nightmare, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? Christ.
Imagine that on the tube, though.
Oh, Christ almighty, yeah. Yeah, that's horrible.
Are you
what's
still
the
travelling
biggest...
on the tube? I know you used to travel on the tube.
No, nowadays I'm always in this cab. Always in this cab.
So you don't ever
Then
take the
go
tube
on-
now, you say?
Occasionally I go on the tube, but I don't.
Have you been on
Bit like
the Elizabeth line yet?
I have been. I've been on the. I'll tell you where I've been, because where I live, right, in Watford,
Yeah.
I go on the Lionesses line, named after our gallant Lionesses, you
Right.
know, who won the World Cup or nearly won it and that. And I go on there, and all the time people want, you know, they're always bugging me, undressing me with their eyes, you know. I took my Margaret on there. The geezer comes on to get the tickets. He demanded to see my wife's oyster. I said, don't be so disgusting. Horrible. But tell me what is the biggest disappointment in your career or in your life, apart from this last 20 minutes?
Yeah, this last 20 minutes and the last time we worked together. Both of those things, no, not at all. No, we don't work together enough.
No, we want to do that. I'd love to work with you a bit more often when I stop doing this cabbing. How often do you have sex, Matt?
Well, at 51, sex is a bit of a problem, seeing as I live at 48. Sorry.
Oh!
Fucking Bob Monkhouse. Bad joke. So sorry. Do you know, he has my favourite jokes. Like, I still will laugh for as long as you like over... I sleep in the nude these days, which seems to be a problem on these long-distance flights. And that simple joke still manages to have me on the floor. It's still, I think, one of my favourite jokes.
One of my favourites is, you know, occasionally I work with Mick Miller.
Oh, yeah, with the hair.
And from the comedians, it looks like Shakespeare. He's got
that's right. He had the hair at the back, didn't he? Only at the back.
Brilliant.
Like
brilliant
Merlin.
Comedian.
Yeah.
Yes, and he's got that great joke, and this is for you, Mick. I'm not claiming it. Where he goes, oh, blimey, my 4-year-old grandson, you know, he's learning languages. He cannot say please in Spanish, and that's por favor. Now that is a proper joke. Why don't people write jokes?
I know. Listen, let me tell you the other. This is probably my number one of Bob Monkhouse. People think I come from Kent. I hear them whisper it as I walk past in the street.
That's right. This is the problem. We've got a mutual friend, Paul Putner.
Oh yeah.
We both come to a launch of some of your music a few years ago in that pub.
Yeah.
In
the Rhodes.
London Bridge, very near where I picked you up. Yeah.
Yes. The Rhodes.
Anyway, he always calls it. Yes, he calls it the fumes of comedy. So many times you see someone up there and they're doing something, and you go, "Yeah, it's quite a funny idea," but no one's actually written the joke.
Yes.
It's like, you can't just laugh at a sort of notion of something, you know. Yeah, I can see where this might be funny, but if only you'd sit down and write the jokes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They don't do that in the States, do they? Big whole groups of people writing material, isn't it? Out there.
It is, yeah. I can remember that. That was the Rose on. It's on Weston Street, which is just off Tooley Street. And I used to work on Tooley Street because that's where the London Dungeon was.
Oh, crap. You used to work there?
Yeah, before they pulled it down and made the, the new sort of railway thing.
What was the London Dungeon like?
It was great. It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Someone told me, was it you, that when they turned all the lights on, there's 1 million bits of chewing gum from all the Italian
That's the least of
Fire,
it.
isn't it?
That is the least of it. When
Go
they
on,
turn the
what was it
lights
like?
on,
Yeah.
you want to be as fast out of there as you can. I only saw that happen once or twice in the year or so
Oh,
that I
Christ.
worked there, but every time it did happen, it was the most grim sight because it wasn't just crisp packets and whatever, whatever you
Yeah.
think. There was dead things there as well, and
What, rats and that?
a few of them, yeah, and yeah. I mean, it wasn't the best, and I'm not saying it's like that now. Let's not get ourselves in any kind of trouble here, Barry,
That's not.
because
No, it's a wonderful tourist
and it's
attraction
very
there.
clean. Since it's moved, it's very clean. But when it was in
Ve-
Tooley
ve-
Street, different story. Oh God,
I all the curtains were all, the drapes and the black, the
yeah.
hanging down stuff was all threadbare, is what I heard, and all
I've
that
well,
sort of
I
stuff.
must admit, I added to it while I was there. I vomited once in front
Oh,
of a load of
right.
punters. I got them in. I'd been on the swords the
Yeah.
night before, and I
Oh,
could feel the sweat coming, and
yeah.
and
Yeah.
it was in the Jack the Ripper section, and
Oh,
here you
Christ.
find yourself in 1888 on the morning of the 8th of
Yeah.
September. There is Annie Chapman. I would do all that sort of stuff.
Oh,
I still remember
lovely.
it all, and that's 20 odd, maybe 30 years ago. But and then it kind of all came over me, and then I just puked on the floor, and I could hear these kids go, "Jesus, that's part of the. How did he do that?" And then I got rid of them to the next section, got on the radio, and said a kid had just done it.
Yeah, quite right. Little bastards. You do have that lovely voice, and I think we heard a little bit of it there. How do I get into voiceovers? I mean, I've done a little bit
Well,
of
if you well,
voiceover
then you
work.
shouldn't do anything because your voice is one of the most unique voices I know. So don't do
Yeah,
anything. Don't don't be changing
don't
anything.
change it.
No.
No, no. It's beautiful what you do. Wonderful. Now, listen, look, while I've still got it, because we're nearly there, just a couple of things I want to. I do ask some of my people I pick up, my passengers. First of all, what is the trait you most deplore in yourself?
At the moment, it's forgetting the thing that I've just tried to remember that I need to know.
Oh, crikey, yeah. Well, that only gets worse as you get older.
Oh, and
But
speaking,
it's
also talking to myself. I wish I didn't do that as much.
right,
But I've
okay. Well, there's
worked out I'm
nothing wrong.
only doing that just so I can remember the stuff again that I
Yeah,
need to remember. But I've talked to
yeah,
myself because I work alone a lot, whether it's
yeah.
like writing or making albums. So you have to talk to yourself in order to remember where you've put something. But if you were to
Yes,
film
yes,
it, it would look fucking nuts. It would. It would look
yeah.
insane. But I've got into the habit of doing that. So I do that quite a lot. And when I don't need to also.
But well, even when it doesn't work for you, I mean, do you
Yeah,
do
and it
if
doesn't
it's
work for me.
working?
Yeah, it doesn't work quite a lot of the time. Right.
Right. What?
Where's that guitar pedal? Now, I need to remember where I put that. I put that over
Oh,
there. Right.
God.
Now, I must remember that. And then 4 hours later, where is that
Yeah,
guitar pedal? I must remember where I
yeah,
put that. And I don't remember.
yeah. What about? Can I ask you this? What's the trait you most deplore in other people?
Not washing their hair. There's no fucking excuse for greasy hair. If you've got thick hair, if you're blessed with
Yeah,
thick hair, then
yeah.
wash it.
Okay. What is your? Who's the biggest influence on your career, Matthew?
Mainly family, so it'd be my dad, I think.
Oh, lovely. Oh, Matthew, look, normally when I get, to where I'm going, I like to ask, if you were to tip me, say it was 50 quids, and I won't ask you to tip it out into my lap,
Yeah.
but if it's 50 quid, what would you give, based on the conversation, the banter, the bonhomie?
What would I do? What with it?
Tip, what would you tip me specifically?
What? And you've taken me from where to where?
I'm just taking you from the bloody Talksport to Borough. That's it, out the window there.
Oh, yeah, and where's Talksport?
Just near where we're Tooley Street, where you
Yeah,
got
but
in
where
the
is
cab.
Talksport? Where is Talksport based?
It's in the bloody news building where you come out of just now.
What, is Talksport in Tooley Street?
Well, it's not far from Tooley Street.
Well, then, if you've taken me from Tooley Street, where Talksport is, as you say, and you've dropped me off at the Market Porter within Borough Market, you've taken me less than 2 minutes, so you would get a quid for that.
Well, I went the wrong way, didn't I?
Well, that's your own lookout.
What would you put on a Google review then?
Piss poor.
Well, you're piss poor. Bugger off. Bye.
See ya. All the best. And look, don't be a stranger.
Don't you be a stranger. All right. Cheers, mate.
Oh, thanks very much. All the best. Bye for now.
What a lovely... Bye-bye. What a lovely man. Let's Buckle Up with Barry. Put out through Talksport, wherever you get your podcast. Thank you.